A society to have order and to protect its citizens must have rules. Rules or laws are created and agencies are formed to enforce the rules. In the United States, you are innocent until proven guilty. Our judicial system, our courts, have the task of determining guilt. When guilt is found, the courts mete out the consequences. If we follow the rules of our society, we may never have to face the bar of justice inside a criminal courtroom. Join us now as we see an actual Lake County court in session.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Miller. Could all of you, including visitors, please raise your right hands? Do each of you swear or affirm to tell raise your right hands, please. Raise your right hand, please. Raise your other right hand. Thank you. Do each of you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and this you do under the pains and penalty of perjury? Okay, you can put your hands down. Each of you has a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. When you get to the microphone, I need to know if you're under 18. I need to know if you're not a citizen of the United States. If you're not a citizen, pleading today could affect your immigration status. When you get to the microphone, I need to know if you're on probation or parole. If you're on probation or parole and you plead today, it could affect your probation or parole status. If you plead today, you're giving up your right to have a trial and to have an attorney represent you at that trial. If I sentence you on a criminal case today, you have to go to room 105 and either pay the mandatory costs or sign up for the payment plan. Those mandatory costs are in addition to anything we might do here. And the least the mandatory cost can be is $273. If you have a battery, it goes at least $700. Next is James Roll. Okay, Mr. Roll. You are charged with driving while license suspended. You've had 5 priors. Only one of those is within the last 5 years. But then you had a DUI within the last 5 years. So if you plead to this, it appears to me that you'll be habitualized, that Tallahassee will take away your license for 5 years. And how long have you been in jail?
I've been in jail for 21 days a day, and I've been working in the kitchen for 20 of them days.
All right. It would be time served on this charge, but if I sentence you on this charge, I believe Tallahassee will take your license for 5 years because it will be your third serious driving offense within a 5-year period. You're suspended for not having insurance, for refusing to take a breath test.
They throw that out over there in Orange County, ma'am.
It's on your record that you're suspended for refusing to take a breath test. And there's a Lake County ticket you haven't paid.
I did pay that, ma'am.
Okay, so you can plead today to time served, or you can say not guilty, and I'll appoint a public defender, because if I sentence you today, you will lose your license for 5 years.
Okay, Your Honor, I'll go ahead and plead.
Even though if you plead today, you're going to lose your license for 5 years.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to lose my license for 5 years, but is there any way I can try to get in contact with them to verify this? Because like I said, I was sentenced over there in Orange County.
Okay.
And I got everything done.
You did not reinstate your driver's license after you had a DUI. You never got your license back after the DUI.
Right.
That's why you're here.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're not allowed to drive if you have not reinstated your license.
Right. The judge over there told me I couldn't get my license back unless I showed them a completion of certificate for license.
Okay, so you knew you were not allowed to drive. So were you not already in jail, we would be putting you in jail for it. So you've done the jail time. I'm willing to do time served. But you had a driving while license suspended in 08, the end of 08. Well, refresh my memory. Is it from offense date or from sentencing date?
Yes, Your Honor, if you give me 1 second.
Because the offense was in February and the sentencing was in September. So maybe you won't be habitualized if it goes from offense date to offense date. Do you remember?
I believe we were going from offense
To offense date. Okay, if it goes from the offense date, you won't get habitualized.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you want to say not guilty and talk to a public defender so you can find out for sure it's $250 for the public defender's office? Or do you want to go ahead and plead today to time served?
I want to go ahead and plead time served, ma'am.
All right, we've advised him of HTO. He wants to plead today, and he should get out of jail today.
One question, please, ma'am.
Yes.
Is it possible way I can get in contact with someone up there in Tallahassee to verify if my license are suspended for 5 more years? Or what can I do to try to get them back? Some type
In order to, you have to complete everything for the DUI.
I did that. Yes, ma'am.
Then why didn't you reinstate your license?
Because the judge over there in Orange County told me to show them proof of certificate and show them proof of community service, which I didn't complete.
So that's what you have to do.
But yes, ma'am.
All right, if you want me to appoint the public defender to help you out, I'll do it. It's $250. If you want to plead today, I'll sentence you today. You'll get out of jail today.
I'll go ahead and plead not guilty.
And plead what?
Plead not guilty.
You're going to say not guilty, and you want the public defender?
No, ma'am. Good. I mean guilty. I want to get out. I want to get out.
Okay. Okay. He needs to be printed. Kevin Brigham? Mr. Brigham, thank you for dressing so respectfully for the court. My goodness. Wow, this is an old case.
Yes, ma'am.
What, were you 6 at the time of this one? This was from 6 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever completed the drug evaluation?
I'm not too sure. I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger.
Your Honor. He did do the drug counseling.
Probation, this is Chris.
Hi, this is Judge Miller. I'm going to send Kevin Brigham and his mother out to talk to you.
Okay.
I need a recommendation what we should do at this point.
Okay.
It was a very old probation case from 2007.
Oh,
Did
okay.
everything.
All right, so they're on their way.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. Bye. You're going to go outside the double door, both of you. Probation's in the little room on the left, and we'll see if we can make it go away today.
Thank you.
Juan Lucas Santiago, please. Mr. Santiago is charged with no driver's license. Ms. Papula, I have it's a second. What do you have?
I do. I have a prior in 2011.
Okay, and that's the only one then. So this is 5 days straight or 3 weekends in the weekend work program, and it's probation. Yes, ma'am?
May I approach?
Yes. All right, so it's 3 weekends in the weekend work program or 5 days straight, and it has to be probation. So if you could back up and discuss that with him, I will talk to Frankie Stewart. Mr. Stewart, you are charged with resisting or obstructing without violence. All right, this says you're under the influence. They're trying to get you away from your grandfather, I think it is. Have you read this report?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe you should not be drinking alcohol because it makes you into...
Ma'am, everybody was drinking. That wasn't just me.
Okay, but everybody wasn't acting this way. Your body can't handle alcohol. It makes you not a good person when you're drinking. I can't handle alcohol. Some other people can. You're a person that when you drink, you're very nice today. When I read this, I look at you and I look at this and I look at you and I say, can this really be you? So alcohol makes you a very unpleasant person. So unless you just like coming to court and you just want to end up in jail, you need to not drink at all. Some people can drink a little bit and be fine. Some people can drink a lot and be fine. You cannot.
Yes, ma'am.
I ask again, did you read this report?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you're charged, they could have charged you with more stuff. But what they ended up charging you was resisting or obstructing, because they kept trying to get everything calmed down, and you kept charging at people or running your mouth or whatever, and they couldn't get everything settled down. If you want to say not guilty, you can talk to an attorney. If you want to plead no contest, we'll sentence you today on this charge. Where do you live?
I live in,
What city?
Mount Dora,
Okay.
but I'm trying to get back to Texas because that's where I work, and I've been living out there, and I come back down here for a little while.
All right, if you want to enter a no contest plea today, I would find you guilty of resisting or obstructing, and you would have, besides the mandatory payment plan that everybody has to go sign up for, you would have 2 conditions before you can get off of probation. The 2 conditions are a $200 fine, and I want you to get a blood sugar check, because your body doesn't handle alcohol properly. And let's find out if your blood sugar's working right. So if you enter a no contest plea today, I'd put you on 6 months probation, but you can get off of probation as soon as you pay $200 and go get a blood sugar screen. You can say not guilty and talk to an attorney, or you can accept that sentence. You may leave the state. You can get your blood sugar checked just as easily in Texas. You can send us money from Texas.
But I'll be on probation.
You can get off of probation as soon as you do those 2 things.
Okay, but I got to have the probation transferred, right?
Nope, you'll report to probation here now. And then they'll let you mail in your monthly whatever. But the sooner you finish, the sooner you can stop paying $55 a month for the supervision fee.
All right, I'll take that.
Probation, this is Chris.
Hi, this is Judge Miller. I'm sending Franklin Stewart out to you in just a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm putting him on 6 months probation. He can get off of probation as soon as he gets a blood sugar check and pays $200. But he's going to Texas to work.
Okay.
So whether it's by mail or whatever, I don't want to transfer it. He's going to get off shortly.
Okay.
But could you work with him on that, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, 6 months probation, early term, upon payment of a $200 fine and proof of a blood sugar check.
Are you requiring the 4-hour?
The blood sugar, I'm just saying blood sugar check. If they want to prick his finger, that's... Mr. Stewart, the best test to determine your blood sugar issues is a 4-hour test. And for your sake, that's what you might want to do. Is there any history of diabetes or hypoglycemia in your family?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you should do the 4-hour one, because you could become diabetic without even knowing it. And my theory is that's why you can't handle any alcohol at all, is because Mr. Boone's shaking his head because every week he gives us a little talk on how he found out he was diabetic listening to me. And he went to a special class to learn how to eat differently, and he gave up alcohol altogether because he didn't want to go blind. So at least do the finger prick, but that doesn't show the whole picture. The 4-hour one, to save your vision, find out. But the rest of your life, you need to be checked regularly. And you are a person who needs to stop drinking altogether because of your family history of diabetes. Are we ready to go backwards? Lucas Santiago?
Your Honor, Mr. Lucas Santiago has indicated he will accept the weekend work program. We understand he will be on probation for 6 months.
He can get off early. I wrote down may go to school. May go to Texas.
Yes.
Okay, and that's Mr. Lucas Santiago. And he's going to report to probation outside the double doors.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Gracias. Benjamin Arnold to the microphone, please. Mr. Arnold, you took PTI on the criminal case, so now we just have to talk about an improper U-turn. Your driving record is perfect. All right, you've never had an improper U-turn before. If you believe you did commit the offense of improper U-turn, I will withhold the money. You won't have to pay. I'll waive the money and I'll withhold the points. It will be on your record, but no money, no points.
I do agree that this is an improper
Okay,
U-turn.
and you know why you got stopped, why this was the wrong thing to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no contest, withhold, and waive the fine. All right, we'll get you your paperwork as fast as we can. Wait for your paperwork, thank you. Eric Eck?
Eric?
Could I have Mr. Stewart's paperwork back, please? They're wanting $210 investigative costs, which is not unreasonable because this whole thing was he was taking up all their time with, but that was his only charge, was taking up all their time, so the obstructing. So I'm reluctant to do a $200 fine and the $200 investigative costs when it's the same time that was taken. So I am going to eliminate the fine on so the only thing you have left to do on, the only thing you have to do on probation is to get your blood sugar checked. And then you have to sign up for the payment plan, and the payment plan is going to be close to $500. But at least it's not $700, so I'm knocking $200 off. So, Mr. Stewart, we're eliminating the fine, and it's just the blood sugar. Okay, Ronald Eck to the microphone, please. Mr. Eck, you were charged with driving while license suspended. Out of what state?
Minnesota.
All right, do you live in Minnesota part of the year, or now you live in Florida year-round?
Down here, November, I believe. Plan on going up, come down for the wintertime, ended up in the hospital with heart problems.
So Minnesota is still your main residence?
Mm-hmm.
Do you vote?
Yeah, normally I do.
Where do you vote?
I'm registered in Minnesota.
Okay. And you plan to go back to Minnesota? All right.
They had sent me, it was suspended, they had sent me a thing saying it was reinstated after I paid my $30 reinstatement fee. Sent me something that says that everything was fine.
When are you going back to Minnesota?
As soon as I feel better. I just had a defib put in May.
All right,
So-
any time frame, or a
I'm
month,
guessing
2
within the
months?
next month, at most.
You think within a month you'll go back? So do you think within 3 months you can go back to Minnesota and send us proof that you've cleared up your Minnesota license?
Yeah.
Ms. Papula, he has nothing on his Florida record except this. If we continue it for 3 months and he sends us proof that he's cleared up his Minnesota license, can we change this to a civil?
Yes, is he going to waive speedy?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. He's present, he waived speedy, and we'll continue it to 9, 11, 13, 8 a.m. I need you to write this one up. He has a Minnesota license. He's going back to Minnesota, and he's going to fix the Minnesota license. With proof he has a valid Minnesota license, we're going to change this charge to a civil. And then he'll have 6 months to pay from that. All right, we need to make sure we have your Minnesota address. So he's going to fill out one of those forms, right? All right, have a seat. We'll get it to you as fast. Yes, Miss Chris.
Mr. Brigham?
Mr. Brigham had 2 files, both from 2007, and both are violations of probation.
And he has completed all conditions and paid all fees.
So we can terminate probation on both, on all. Okay, have a seat, and we'll do it as fast as we can. Ms. Angie, probation terminated on all of these, close the cases. Now, just because probation's finished doesn't mean you did all the mandatory stuff. So you need to go to room 105 and make sure all that's taken care of, because your license will stay suspended unless they're satisfied. Okay, but you've satisfied the court at this point. Miss Annie Bernardo Osornio Vasquez. You speak English? Never mind, Miss Annie, sorry. Mr. Osornio, you're charged with no motor vehicle registration. This is a 2001 gray pickup, Chevy pickup. Do you have it?
It's a 94. You got it wrong.
This says 2001.
I have a 2001, but this is the truck that I got pulled over on. Is a 94 Chevy.
The officer wrote down a 2001 gray. Okay, you have two vehicles.
I have 4.
Oh, Ms. Papula, this sounds like it's just an oops. He has so many vehicles, he may not have realized which was what. Could you look at his paperwork, please? Are all your vehicles properly registered now?
I have just bought that one, and I was bringing it to the house when I got pulled over. I mean...
All right, everyone, did you get it from a private person or a dealer?
I bought it from one of my friends.
Okay. Anytime, everyone listen, anytime you buy, sell, or trade a used vehicle, have the other side meet you at the tag office. The tag office will make sure all the paperwork's done correctly. They don't charge you anything extra. Once you buy that vehicle, you can't drive it 1 inch until it's registered and tagged in your name and insured in your name. And if you're selling it, you don't want your name still on that vehicle, because if there's a crash around the corner, you don't want to be responsible. So anytime you buy, sell, or trade, have the person meet you at the tag office and do the exchange there. Once you bought that vehicle, you were not allowed to drive it because it wasn't properly registered.
I didn't know, ma'am.
But now you do.
No, I didn't.
All right, Okay, Ms. Papula, the officer wrote down that it's the gray Chevy pickup, a 2001. He's saying it was a 94.
94.
And the officer wrote the wrong year down, but that he showed you proof that there's valid registration now. Yes?
I mean, maybe he thought it was a newer model because if it's been modified, I mean, it don't really look like a 94.
All right, Mr. Boone, could I see the registration, please, that he's showing Ms. Papula? All right, this says you put a tag on it.
Yeah, I did everything to it.
No, you weren't allowed to take another tag and put that tag on the vehicle until that tag was transferred to the vehicle.
Okay, I was just gonna take it to the house.
What?
I was just, when I bought it, I was just
You
gonna...
can't move it 1 inch. You can certainly never take a tag from one vehicle and put it on another one unless that's transferred through the tag office. So I think what must have happened is the officer got confused between the tag that was on there, that was must have been for the 2001 vehicle, and for the vehicle you were actually driving. So this looks good. Okay, Ms. Papula, are we reducing it to a civil? This is this is Bernardo Osornio Vasquez.
Right, and you're saying that he just moved?
He bought a used vehicle. So he took his tag from the other vehicle and put it on the new vehicle so he could drive it home, not realizing that made it more of a crime. So he got stopped because the tag that was on there didn't match the vehicle. So now he's fixed it. Now the truck has the correct...
Yeah, it does look fixed. We can reduce it.
Well, we've done the others under a similar circumstance. So, Ms. Angie, could you change this to a civil, please? You'll have 6 months to pay, and we're going to change it from a criminal charge to a civil charge, so you do not have to go to room 105 to pay. You'll have to But you can go, you'll have 6 months to pay it. If in 6 months you can't pay it, you can sign up for the payment plan.
Okay.
Have a seat at the table, Jason Cresson. Mr. Cresson, you're charged with driving while license suspended. You were suspended for not paying child support.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you gotten a valid driver's license now?
No, ma'am.
If I continue it for 2 months, can you get caught up with your child support and come back in here with a valid license?
I think it's actually putting the car up for sale. So I can get my license, pay child support, and hopefully work something out with
You can come in
them.
here in 2 months with a valid license.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you hesitating because you think you need more
Well, if I
time?
don't sell the car, then yeah, I need more time.
I
got to sell the car.
Three is the most I'll give you. So it's continued to 3 months, which is 9/11/13 at 8 a.m. Defendant to get valid DL, no promises. The state has not agreed to anything. But if you come in here with a valid license, you may.
Sorry, can we waive speedy on that?
Thank you for reminding me again. Speedy trial is waived and we're continuing it to September the 11th. Don't apologize. Keep reminding me because I keep forgetting.
Okay.
All right, wait for your paperwork and we'll see you in 3 months, hopefully with a valid driver's license. Troy Loggins. Mr. Loggins, thank you for dressing so respectfully for the court. Mr. Loggins, you're charged with possession of marijuana and paraphernalia. Ms. Papula, does the state have a recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. It would be an adjudication of guilt on both counts, 12 months probation.
So he has some kind of prior something.
Yeah. 12 months probation with early termination upon a $200 fine for count 1, $200 fine for count 2, a drug eval and treatment, 4 clean screens at least 30 days apart, $50 cost of prosecution, and if he doesn't do the treatment, a 2-year driver's license revocation.
If you complete the counseling, I won't touch your license.
I'd say not guilty and talk to my attorney.
All right, you have a private attorney?
I can get one.
Okay, we'll secure a private attorney. All right, Mr. Loggins, wait for your paperwork. Taylor Evan Grunland, you're charged with no driver's license and giving false information. How old are you?
18.
All right, why have you never gotten a driver's license?
No clue. Just my mom never wanted me to get one, so.
But you're 18.
I know.
Is your mother here now?
Yeah, she's there.
Could you come on up with him, please? Okay, he's charged with driving with no license and giving false information. So you made a choice, I guess, based on his behavior, not to support him getting a driver's license. He ignored your wishes, allegedly, and drove anyway, knowing he didn't have a license. But it appears to be a first offense, so we can go with a fine and probation. If you enter a no contest plea, I would find you guilty of driving with no license and giving false information. 6 months probation, you can get off of probation as soon as you pay $200 on each count, and you have to sign up for the payment plan for the mandatory costs.
Okay.
All right, yellow sticky. David Oban, please. Mr. Oban, you're charged with possession of marijuana and paraphernalia. Ms. Papula, what's the state recommending?
It would be an adjudication of guilt. 12
So he has priors.
Yeah,
Okay.
history, he's not PTI eligible. Adjudication of guilt, 12 months probation with early termination upon $200 fine per count, a drug eval and treatment, 4 clean screens at least 30 days apart, and $50 cost of prosecution, and his DL will be suspended if he doesn't complete the treatment.
Yes, sir?
Got nothing to say. No contest.
All right, we'll write it up and we'll get it to you in just a moment.